It's time for your Phoenix housing market update, and it starts right now. Welcome back. As I mentioned earlier, we are talking about what is happening in the Phoenix housing market for the first half of 2021, and the word of the day is hot. Yeah, about as hot as the desert gets here. That's how hot our housing market is. It's crazy. I mean, never seen anything quite like it. So let's get into the nitty-gritty a little bit, shall we? All right, let's start with buyers. So for buyers, the pickings are slim. I'm not gonna lie. Our supply is down 51%. So that is, our supply has been low for a long time, but this year it's worse than ever. And so right now we have, as of January 10th, we had 6,162 active listings in the MLS. That's it for the whole area. And 10% of those are outside of the Phoenix greater metro area. So that means there's less than 5,600 available houses in the MLS for a population that there's 5 or 6 million people. That's not a lot of houses. So on top of the low supply, the second half of the year, after we sort of cleared the original COVID barrier and lockdown, our demand jumped 35% over normal. So we have excessive demand, really low supply. So I'm going to give you one guess what's happening to our housing prices. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Super high, super fast. They're growing like crazy. In fact, in December, our 33% of the houses that closed went over asking price. So, like I said, the prices are going up quickly. Even luxury sales are out of control. So, we broke the record in 2020 for luxury sales. So, for homes over $1 million. So, the first half of 2020, the luxury sales were up 7.7% over last year. And by the end of December, they were up 48.7% over last year. So, I mean, again, the market is so hot, at all the price points. In fact, look at this graph of the supply for homes $500,000 and under. I mean, it looks like a ski slope happening to our supply. I guess the supply issue is not sad if you're a seller, but or a home builder. So let's talk about new construction, because a lot of those sales are not represented in the MLS unless it's maybe a spec house, which they're having such a hard time keeping up that we're really not seeing a ton of spec houses in the first place. But builders numbers are up 14% over last year. And then the new permits that people are pulling for houses to be built are up 24% over last year for future development. So these builders are going crazy. And then this is despite the pandemic, the forest fires, and then also the supply chain issues that we've had because of COVID and all that stuff going on. So these builders are really struggling to keep up. And I've noticed. So the bottom line for buyers in 2021 is, if you are financing, be on top of your finances. Make sure that your lender has put you through some form of underwriting so that they, and all your paperwork is up to date, so that you can pull the trigger if you see something, because you don't have the time to wait. It's not like, well, I'll come back in a couple weeks. No, that house will be gone. So if you see something you like, pull the trigger and make it happen. And if you're through some form of underwriting, you'll have a better chance of competing with people that are coming to the table with cash offers. All right, let's talk about the flip side for sellers. So obviously the market is really good if you are a seller. Our population growth in Arizona, we are third in the nation behind Florida and Texas, according to the 2020 census. And so where are the people coming from? So mostly California, and I'm seeing a lot of people that I see coming through, buyers and people coming through open houses. A lot of them are coming from Illinois as well, and they are migrating here. A lot of people are citing for just retirement, because we have our state has lower taxes than a lot of states. Affordable housing, I'm going to put that one in quotes because that's changing a little bit. Although compared to a lot of other states, our housing still is very reasonable. And we have great weather. I mean, it gets a little toasty, I won't lie, but for the most part, we're not shoveling snow, and our sun shines about 350 days a year. I don't know if you know this or not, but moving companies do analysis and they put out a report about people migrating and where they're migrating to and where they're migrating from. And so there's three big companies. There's United, there's Atlas, and then there's North American. And so two of the three reports have been done already, and of the two, in both of those, they ranked Arizona as in the top 5 of places that people are migrating to. Another thing fueling the demand issue, or the demand for housing, is the cost of rentals. So median home prices have gone up 15.5% since last year, but rentals have also gone up about 13% since last year. And so the average rental cost is $1,750. I mean, that's a substantial amount. And so a lot of people are looking at that and they're thinking, well, shoot, I could get a mortgage with the low interest rates that are happening. I might as well just buy a house. And so they're adding on to the demand. And then so that's where we're getting the 35% over normal, because at the beginning of the year, our demand actually was pretty normal, and then it's just skyrocketed as the year's gone on. So what does the future hold for our market? Well, the housing gap is becoming greater and greater with the increased demand and the supply, and the builders not being able to keep up. And it's not the builders, because from the housing crash, they stopped building so much supply because they were stuck with a ton of inventory when that happened. So over the years, they stopped building as many houses. And so now that's all catching up to us right now. So that's going to take a while for that to kind of reverse itself. So we will continue to see prices increase. They might slow down a little bit just because the prices are going up so much that it might cool it. They still see that the prices are going to accelerate, but they might just not accelerate at such a fast pace. But in short, if you are thinking about selling, please call me, because we need your house on the market. In short, it's going to be another great year if you are a seller in this market. So if you have any questions about selling your house, I do have a tip sheet that I will put for selling your tips, or staging your house or getting it ready to sell. I will put a link down at the bottom for you if you're interested in that. But if you have any additional questions about the selling process, or even buying in the area, or have questions about our market, please reach out. My contact information is below. And don't forget to press the subscribe button if you like the content of these videos. My name is Michelle Miller. I'm with Michelle Miller Realty and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Arizona Properties. We'll see you next time.